What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Pregame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I am Peck, Bulls_Peck. Joined by my guys, Big Dave, BAWL Sports, and our pal and producer on the controls, Joey Spathis. He's at Joey Spathis. Will the Go Gottlieb at the UC tonight for Bulls Knicks action. I'm so excited. We get to watch Bulls Knicks again.
I'm excited.
Before watching it again on Sunday.
That's right, baby.
Can't get enough of it.
Can't get enough of that funky stuff.
And huge implications for both the Bulls and Knicks in tonight's game.
Very
as
true.
Far as Bulls still trying to lock down home court in that play-in game against the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks with a win and some help from other East teams losing could clinch themselves a top 6 seed with a win tonight.
Wow.
So
A lot of stuff on the line.
Lots at stake.
I'm excited.
We will get to who's in, who's out, what else is going on compared to the last time they played the Knicks recently. But before that, wanted to begin tonight's pregame by touching on the other big news in the world of college hoops, aside from, congrats and shout out to UConn. Champs again. You got to assume our Bulls pal Andre Drummond pretty happy about that.
Yeah, he was excited, ecstatic about it. So, yeah, congratulations.
And you know what? I think I would rather have Andre Drummond happy than Braggs happy. So condolences to our friend Braggs. But
I'd rather have Braggs happy.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather have Braggs happy.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, absolutely.
He doesn't need any more happiness in his life
Braggs,
right now.
What kind of shit is
I'm just
that?
saying he's been living life. He's traveling all over. He was down in the desert. He was sitting poolside for the Bears show earlier today.
Congratulations to him.
That's what I'm saying. Congrats / no sympathy needed.
No, you get more. You happily get more, sir. See, you sound like people who didn't want the Bulls winning 6 championships. I said, you got enough. You got enough to win. No, we don't. We're going to get more. Get more. Get more, Braggs. Get more happiness enjoying your life. But congratulations, UConn. I thought they were going to win anyway, but like I told you, I was rooting for Purdue because I wanted Braggs to be happy.
The other big breaking news in the world of college hoops, shout out to Josh in the comments who just said, UK student and Chicago resident and Bulls fan here, I don't know what to do.
I do.
Is that John Calipari, after 15 years,
Feels
16
like
years,
yeah.
is already officially has stepped down.
One national championship.
From the head coaching job at the University of Kentucky to go take a job at Arkansas, where you got to assume the cash is flowing even more. And
that money got to be stupid.
Then, of course, the question became, all right, who's taking Calipari's spot for the head coaching chair in Kentucky? And they were talking about it on like the pregame lead-up coverage on ESPN before the national championship game last night. And college sports reporter Peter Thamel was on ESPN and said the following, quote, I think you have to start with an aspirational candidate list, and at the top of that would be Billy Donovan. Woo! The early read there is that the answer from Donovan is expected to be the same that it's been the last half dozen years or so when college jobs have come calling at Billy, and he has said, quote, no thanks, I'm happy in the NBA. And despite the fact that sideline report for Peter Thamel ended with, my hunch would be Billy says thanks, but no thanks to this. And we'll get to Billy's actual words when he met with the media at the United Center before tonight's game.
Okay.
Pretty much confirming that didn't matter to Bulls fans, especially didn't matter to a certain faction of Bulls fans who are ready to see Billy get himself out of town. And I'm just sitting here smiling, laughing my ass off.
I definitely want to hear what Billy said. I purposely left it alone so we could talk about it here. I definitely want to hear what he said. But yeah, as soon as it happened, I was like, Bulls fans are about to lose it right here. It's like, get out. They want Billy here and they want him gone. I don't think some of them want him gone specifically because they don't like him. Some of them want him gone because they want some change.
Yeah.
And they know that certain changes aren't going to come unless their hand is forced to do it.
Yeah.
So, and that would be a forcing of the hand if Billy says, I'm going to Kentucky.
Yeah. So a few different people weighed in on this. Casey Johnson weighed in on it. Our guy Joe Cali weighed in on it.
Shout out.
Here's what Casey said. He said, for starters, Donovan's under contract for 2 more years with the Bulls, where he is respected and held in high regard by not only management, but ownership.
Correct.
While the Bulls historically haven't denied employees under contract to pursue opportunities they want, that step hasn't been asked as of early Monday, per sources. Joe Cali confirmed the same in his report, saying, according to his sources, there's been no contact between Billy and the University of Kentucky. Yeah. And then, from Billy's mouth, just earlier tonight at the United Center, this is a tweet from our guy, Will to Go Gottlieb. Quote from Billy, "I have not been contacted by anybody. I have not talked to anybody. My total commitment is here." End quote.
That's the right quote.
Sorry, Billy haters.
No, that doesn't.
He's not going anywhere?
That don't sound like a no.
Doesn't sound like a no?
Not at all. Like he said, I haven't been contacted by anyone.
I mean, theoretically, Zach LaVine's total commitment is still here.
Exactly. How many times did we hear Zach say, "I'm committed to this team"? We knew you were out of here, but that's what he said. No, he said, "I haven't been contacted and I haven't spoken to anyone." So where else would his commitment be but right here? Because he's spoken to absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Let's see what it's like after he had these talks and after they throw everything at him. This ain't, you know what I'm saying, no disrespect to any other school I'm about to mention right now. I don't mean it like this. But this ain't like West Virginia. This ain't like DePaul. You know what I mean? These ain't these kind of schools. This is Kentucky, all right? That is a powerhouse. That is a serious straight-up team. That is a pipeline team.
Yeah.
Straight from there to the league kind of squad where you can become the man as the coach there, dog. So this isn't just some team that just some college team they're throwing out there, dude. That's Kentucky. You've got to at least think about it.
You have to, and you know, there's so many levels of context to what Billy Donovan's decision and weighing that decision, you know, might include. That Cali also added the note in his thoughts on this that Donovan has been publicly on the record before saying he's not thrilled with the changes that have happened in college hoops since he left to, you know, come work in the NBA and, you know, take the Oklahoma City Thunder job, referencing things like, you know, NIL, transfer portal, the way that some of the recruiting happens now. So yes, it's a blue chip program, and obviously they would, you know, pay Billy well. Somebody in the comments said, you know, don't leave that guaranteed Bulls money on the table, Billy. Well, the money is guaranteed. He could negotiate something with the Bulls to say, hey, if you let me go, I'll give you some of this money back.
Correct.
Billy doesn't have to.
You don't have to.
Also, the salary Calipari was making more than Billy's making with the Bulls right now. You would assume that the next coach coming in to take that head seat in Kentucky is going to make what Calipari was making. Maybe not, because Calipari had the name, but guess what? Billy Donovan, 2 national championships at the collegiate level.
Back to back. Also
has a history as an assistant under Pitino at Kentucky early in his coaching career. They would throw a bag at Billy Donovan, especially if the reporting is true from multiple sources that he's at the top of their list.
Yeah, man. Calipari
was making $7 to $8 million over the last few years of his contract.
Yeah.
If you surmise that that's what Billy's making, that's more than his Bulls contract.
Bro,
the money's there. When the prestige is there.
When you're at the top of the list on something, they come to you a little different. Let me let y'all behind the curtain a little bit. When we got here to CHGO, or when we were getting courted or pursued to come here to CHGO, we were at the top of the list as far as what they wanted, okay? Now, we didn't want to leave. You know what I mean? We didn't want to do it. Things were thrown at us, including the idea of, how Matt said, being able to come to an office every single day. You know what I mean? And actually do that and getting out the house. Like, that was a big thing because COVID had just happened. So it wasn't like we could get out the house or something like that. So being able to do that and come here and, you know, be with peers who love these sports too.
While wearing shorts.
While wearing Berks. Come on, man. It made sense to do. And we just like, well, can you match it? They could not. And here we are. So
bye-bye.
So it's like that. I understand the loyalty aspect of Billy. I'm a violently loyal person. I get it. But man, dog, like, you have to listen to, I mean, if they telling you something that sweet, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. All he said was, nobody said nothing to me.
Yeah.
I ain't heard nothing from nobody. Talk to him after they speak to him, and then let's hear his comments after that. Then I think we can judge it properly.
And on the topic of loyalty, Billy, it's been, you know, widely reported and even just acknowledged by him that he very much appreciates the front office pairing of AK and Mark Eversley. Correct. He appreciates the support that he's consistently gotten from Bulls ownership. They have all said, all parties involved, Billy, front office, ownership, we all love and appreciate each other so much.
Right.
Which has not always been the case. When the Bulls ownership or front office have had issues with coaches in the past, they've let them know, and they've let the media know, and they've let the fans know.
Yeah.
As of right now, Billy Donovan, as much as some Bulls fans might want to believe that this is the case, ain't on any kind of hot seat.
No.
He's not.
No, not at all. And that's why I said this would have to be a pry him from the seat kind of situation. But that's why I am very eager to hear what they are going to offer him to get this. We know what they offered Calipari to get this, bro.
Right.
So just imagine what they're going to give Billy.
Julia's saying he should go if they offer him because AK and his decisions can't get us to the playoffs anyway. Well, and see, that's the thing, prying Billy away with a great pitch from UK. Here's this much money. It's a blue chip program. With that also comes a huge amount of immediate expectation.
Sure.
And I'm not trying to put any words in Billy's mouth or assume or insinuate that I know how Billy feels. But our guy Darnell Mayberry, shout out to him, and his write-up with his thoughts on this made, I thought, a very astute point, which is if Billy leaves the Bulls to take the Kentucky job, he's immediately on a hotter seat than this Bulls job.
Sure.
Because the Bulls bosses, Billy's bosses, are essentially, from what Bulls fans can tell, fine with the performance of the team.
Yeah.
In the 4 seasons of Billy's tenure.
Yeah.
Which has been 1 playoff appearance and 2 play-in appearances.
Right.
Those, the expectations at Kentucky, program like that, championship or bust every year.
Every year.
This is not that. So I'm not saying that Billy is like lazy or not driven to win at the NBA level.
Right.
But if he's comfortable with the $4 or $5 million he's making a year coaching this team, then maybe it's not as enticing to leave.
Yeah, that's true. But at some point in time, that competitive nature in Billy is going to have to kick in.
Yeah.
And he's going to want to win. All right. Like, it's cool to be comfortable. It is. It's fine to be comfortable, but you want people who want to win and want that. And Billy was the guy who wants that. Listen to Joakim Noah and how he speaks about him. He's not talking about him as a coach in the NBA. He's talking about him as a collegiate coach.
Yeah.
How I love him. I'll do anything for him. I'll never say anything bad about him. Can't say the same for guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook when they were asked about Billy Donovan. It was a little different, when they were talked about. He will be revered and respected in a different kind of way at Kentucky. Their championship or bust, which means Elite 8 every year or bust. That's what that means. Like, because they've been Sweet 16 or they've been kicked out in the first round, or they haven't made those moves.
They haven't made the Final Four in 9 years.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like they ain't made those
for
moves.
a program with expectations
like
that high. They have not performed well,
and with that many NBA players.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They have not performed well.
Yeah,
because Calipari, he's a coach, but he's not a coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Billy Donovan in college is a coach. You know what I mean? You buy into Billy. Like, you want to be there for Billy, and he's a player's coach. They will love him there, man. It's not just the money that they'll give him, bro. Like, it's other stuff, the other perks that comes with being the head coach of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So as it stands right now, based on everything we've heard over the last 48 hours or so, including Billy Donovan speaking to the media just now at the United Center, I still firmly believe he's not going anywhere this offseason. I don't think he's going to leave. I do think that there is a level of credence to what you were saying, which is, hey, he might at least take the meeting.
Let me hear the conversation first. Then I'll be able to say that.
But the other thing, and this is me just throwing chum to the sharks of the Billy Haters Club, and we could touch on this on the other side of the break.
Sure.
Billy said some things after they lost to Orlando that did not sound like he's the happiest coach in the NBA right now.
He did say some things.
So we'll add that into the context of this interesting conversation.
Yes.
Because, man, Billy said some things on Sunday.
Shout out Flipside.
What's up, Flipside? While we are sharing these words from our sponsors, you know what to do, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, we appreciate it. Hit the button. Do it for our friend. His name is Troll Joe.
Josh, what up?
Some call him Troll Joseph.
Troll
That
Joseph?
is his given name.
Oh, yeah.
His born name.
Oh, the serious one.
It is. Pregame tonight brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks, which, by the way, shout out to Joey. Prize Picks, the one we were talking through during our watch-along on Sunday, hit during the national championship game last night.
Congratulations, Joe. I know how stressed that was for you, man.
Joey knows how to pick him, man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the Prize Picks hit, but yes, my player pool, I also won.
Oh, my God.
So we can talk about that later. But
all right. Well,
Flex on
Well, so
Maybe I'll pull up my Prize Picks
So
again
where's my beef sandwich,
to
Joe? If you're
flex my
raking
wings.
in all the dough from last night's game.
I like how Matt's got his hand out immediately. Hand me something.
So
He
what?
went,
So
Mommy, please.
So what do we say? Prize Picks is the.
By the way, first of all, I need to take. Sorry that this Prize Picks ad is now going long. I need to take my Prize Picks account off the studio computer because it just logged me in without making me put in my password.
Ooh.
So that could be a problem.
Change that password, Joe.
Yeah, maybe log it out, but
Never know what kind of grifters are lurking around.
Give me 10,000.
Oh, my goodness. Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. They're the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 different player stat projections for the game you're jazzed up to watch that night and watch the winnings roll in. And hey, March Madness might be over, the tourney might be over, but you can get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks. As you and the world's best players take the game to a new level during basketball's postseason. Playoffs begin April 20th. So close. The play-in round. You can make some picks on that too. April 16th, 17th, and 19th. That's right around the corner. We're so close.
Right there.
You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball hockey entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. All you got to do is go to prizepicks.com/CHGO and use that promo code CHGO for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/CHGO. Use code CHGO. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Even a troll named Joey can do it.
Oh, I don't think he'll like that. I'm smarter than the average troll.
I'm smart enough to collect a whole bunch of thumbs.
This is true. Matt Peck, what time is it?
Get up!
You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all your sports, music, comedy, and theater events nearest you with killer last-minute deals. All-in prices, views on your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying those tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It is not the place. No. It is the place to find last-minute seats, find exclusive deals, exclusive flash deals, and sponsored deals on tickets for football, hockey, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and much, much more. And with zone deals, you pick the section that Game Time does the selecting for an average savings of 18%. And the Game Time guarantee means you will always get the best price. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use the code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem that code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guarantee. Because Joey Spathis, what time is it?
Game Time hoop.
Good time. Shout out to Jeff in the comments who said he wanted to shout you out, Dave, and everyone else who did the Mania watch along on Saturday.
Hey, shout out Jeff for watching, man. It was a great time. We'll do it again for sure. Check us out with the CHGO Wrestling in the Discord, but you got to be a diehard to get it.
Hey.
So make sure you guys become signing up being diehards. But yes, we're going to do another one. We're going to figure it out when we're going to do it. But yeah, thank y'all for watching and enjoying it. Appreciate it.
Mike Alley-oop in the comments saying, we'll see how comfortable Billy is if and when the Bulls get booted in the play-in. First of all, there's no if. They are getting booted from the play-in, or I will riot.
I'd rather see the riot.
But so I don't know if Mike Alley-oop was referring to how comfortable he is, as far, meaning like will his seat become hot, or how comfortable and satisfied will he be
hot
with the job?
Yeah.
Because I think again, I don't think it's the first one.
Yeah.
Even if they get bounced from the play-in again, I don't think that he is going to be like in jeopardy of losing his job. Because we know Jerry doesn't like paying two coaches at once.
He does not.
He has done it, but only under a situation where he was like, hey, I hate Tom Thibodeau. I'm going to write a letter about how much I hate Tom Thibodeau, so I will pay him to go away so we can bring in someone new.
Right.
And then, like, they also, Boylan, I think, still had a year on his contract, but they were like, and they even tried to convince AK to keep him.
Yeah, they did. I remember.
Because they're cheap as shit.
Thank you, AK, for doing that first day that you could do that. That's what made me love you at that time.
Technically, the last day of the season, had it not been a COVID messed up season.
Yes, man.
And you fired.
I'll never forget that. That was a magical day.
But as far as Billy Donovan and whether or not he is comfortable right now, he had some interesting things to say after their loss to Orlando on Sunday. So I will lead into the quote that you have, Joe, and I'll let you know when you can throw that up. But leading up to something he said that I found the most interesting, is he said, I'm trying not to use it as an excuse, but the reality is you've got $70 million not playing. I also said there's enough in the locker room, and I really believe that. $70 million not playing, alluding to Zach LaVine injured, Lonzo injured, Patrick Williams injured.
Yes.
$70 million of your books giving you nothing right now in the final stretch of the season.
That sucks.
He said, if I'm going to sit here and say there's enough in this locker room, and we've kind of been going like this, treading water, maybe good moments, maybe some bad moments. If there is enough here, then I have to figure out, okay, what could I have done better? Or can I do more going forward to help these guys? Which I will give Billy a little bit of appreciation for, because Bulls fans always want when things aren't going well? Someone to take some accountability.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Yes.
That's Billy saying, hey, I need to look at myself in the mirror and say, what could I do better?
Yeah.
I'm sure Bulls fans have plenty of answers for Billy when he asks himself that question. But here's the part where it gets really interesting. He said, go ahead, Joe. I certainly didn't come here to say, hey, let's be a play-in team. When I sat down first with Arturas and Mark about this, it was to try and build something. I still feel like we're building something, but I don't think anyone is happy with where we're at, end quote.
I agree.
Between that and the stuff about the $70 million worth of players not playing, that sounds like some of the sauciest, most discontent words from Billy since he's taken this job.
Hey, I like how you said that. That is very saucy right there. For Billy, that's saucy. I've not heard him say that kind of thing before, man. Usually it's a 5-minute answer about something, and it's never to the point of it. You know what I mean?
He throws in all kinds of soliloquies and metaphors and this and that. Well, always, he's like a political pundit whose job it is to put a positive spin on everything.
Oh, without a question, man. Yes, he is that person right
That comment was not a political pundit putting a positive spin on anything.
If he was a press secretary, he'd be a beast. He'd be a beast. But no, that's what was shocking about this. And the timing of it.
The timing.
You know what I'm saying? The timing, Matthew Peck, of this, for him to come out with this, and then Kentucky's with this, and the Bulls about to go into this offseason that is uncertain for a lot of players on the team. It's a little uncertainty going on. And just the stuff with Vooch coming out, you know what I mean? Just him being the worst player on offense and defense, you know what I mean? The timing of all of this is interesting for Billy Donovan to come out and say these things. Thank you for doing it. I completely appreciate him for saying what is real. You're right on the head with that, Matt. We love it when guys are honest, when they take some accountability and say, oh, this shit is on us. I remember when Wendell was here, and I remember I would praise him for being a 19-year-old actually taking accountability on why this team was ass.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciated him for that.
And calling out teammates, calling out his coach.
Yes, man. I appreciate
it. And being right about it.
Being absolutely correct. Thank you for doing that. Somebody's got to do that. We appreciate that stuff. We see you messing up. We see what's wrong. We just want you to acknowledge it. And when you don't acknowledge it, well, then you get Matt Peck. So Billy doing that, I appreciate it, but that timing is something. And I think that's what also kind of puts fuel on the fire of the Kentucky job. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're like, well, don't sound like you're too happy, but I know where you can be happy, and a king is in Kentucky, sir. How about it? So it's interesting. Thank you for saying it. It's going to be interesting to see how this team looks going forward after that.
Garcon saying in the comments, sounds like he's a little worried. I mean, like if you're Billy, you're playing with house money. Yeah. You got 2 years left on your contract after he got the extension, after the Bulls made the playoffs. Right. And it sounds like if he wants the Kentucky job, he can have the Kentucky job.
He can have what he wants, man.
A hot seat don't matter.
No.
I know it matters to Bulls fans who want Billy gone.
Sure.
But I think the only way Billy goes, even after hearing him sound not all that pleased after their loss to Orlando Monday, or Sunday rather, is like he's going to have to get pried away by Kentucky. He's going to have to be wowed by their pitch and ask the Bulls, can I get out of here?
I like the quote, and I don't remember who said it, but they said Kentucky is going to have to make a pitch to make Billy tell them no. And I love that so much because that is not going to speculate. You're going to have to look me in the eye.
Yeah.
And when I sit all of this in front of you and look me in the face and say, I don't want none of this. I'm going to stay here with this.
None of this six-gunning his brother running this.
It's going to be interesting.
Shout out Jim West.
But this is what makes it fun.
Yeah.
This is what makes it fun, man.
The timing of Billy's comment Sunday and then Calipari leaving and then a report of Billy being at the top.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a delicious tornado that's going to drive Bulls Twitter crazy.
Delicious tornado.
As expected, Bulls Twitter has been a Lord of the Flies type situation for the last day.
Thank you.
And I am never not entertained by it.
Are you entertained?
Shifting focus quickly to the actual game on deck tonight. So here's the stakes. The Knicks can clinch a playoff spot, a top 6 spot, by beating the Bulls and getting either a Heat loss or losses by Miami and the Sixers with an Orlando win on top of it.
Okay.
So the Knicks can clinch tonight. The Bulls, meanwhile, cannot clinch home court but can take one step closer. They are currently 1 game clear of Atlanta with their 37-41 record.
Right.
Hawks 1 game behind that.
Okay.
As far as who's in, who's out, Ayo popped up on the injury report the other day after the Orlando game and has been ruled out tonight with a right quad contusion.
Yeah, we saw that happen, and we were happy he got back up, but it didn't look good when he went down and how he went down. So
no Ayo first quarter buckets.
That sucks.
That is a bummer.
That sucks, man.
Caruso and Kobe were both also on the injury report. Caruso dealing with that same gimpy ankle. Kobe also an ankle sprain. They have, however, both been given the green light and are starting tonight. Kobe and Caruso, along with DeMar, Javante, and Vooch.
Man, that Iowa, that sucks, man. I can't tell you how much that he's been the most consistent player of when it's a lull, when it's something going down, when you need a bucket, when you need a steal, when you need a 3.
Yeah.
Whatever you needed, he was the one, man. And not have him in this game against the Knicks, it was kind of like the Knicks losing Josh Hart, man. Like, for real.
The early flagrant 2 ejection from when he kicked Javante in the head.
Yeah.
Josh Hart might have a bone to pick and a settle to score in this game tonight.
Both.
Speaking of Vooch being in that starting lineup, shout out to our guy Rob. He said, "Hey, whatever happens, just make sure that they cater to Vooch, who's got to keep our high efficiency scorer happy. Wouldn't want him sulking around."
Quick hook.
Oh my God!
Do you hear me,
dude? That one defensive effort on Banchero that I saw you quote tweeted. Ass.
Pure 100% ass.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. This is the defense we're running. It's let's funnel everybody into the big guy who is trash at doing it. Let's do that. Ass. I don't want to see that, and you know you're going to see it tonight.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson's coming back. You know he doesn't want to lose twice to the Bulls. The Bulls are just going to have to bring it tonight, man, because the Knicks have to win. Well, since they have to, but it's a big win for them if they get it.
For them, it's like, hey, win this game. Maybe we get Miami, Philly, whoever taking a loss, and we are clinched.
Yeah.
No play in.
Yeah, that's
all the motivation you need.
It's a big one for them, man.
And so, meanwhile, for the Knicks, obviously, huge loss. They had recently learned about it before the Bulls-Knicks game from a week ago.
Okay.
Julius Randle, shoulder surgery, done for the year, right?
Yes, sir.
Big loss for them as they neared their playoff run. Bojan Bogdanovic, meanwhile, was on the injury report also. He's been dealing with a sprained wrist. They said, barring any setbacks during his pregame warmups, they were going to give him the green light. I have not seen anything suggesting that there was a setback, so it sounds like they will have Bogdanovic available tonight. The Knicks starting 5, same deal, I believe, as the previous Bulls-Knicks game. Brunson and DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, who also recently had made that return. I think it was the Bulls-Knicks game was his first game back from his elbow injury.
Sure was.
OG Anunoby in there tonight, along with Isaiah Hartenstein? Which one is it? Let's ask Stephen A. Smith, the biggest Knicks fan in the world, who didn't know that Quentin Grimes was traded.
Shout out Quentin Grimes. Shout out Stephen A. I love Stephen A.
I will give him this. I just saw recently on Twitter when I got to the office, Stephen quote tweeted that video and was like, "Yeah, he caught me. I made a mistake.
Yeah,
I'll always, But then he said, like, "Well, you want a cookie for ketchup and beans?"
That's a Matt Peck response. That's how Matt can answer that answer.
It's one of my favorite lines.
That's why he can honor that right there. Like, I made a mistake. We want a cookie. That's the reason I'm right all the time. That's why you point it out.
Shout out Chris Rock.
That's it.
So I mean, look, the season series is tied 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Knicks beat the Bulls much earlier this season.
Yeah.
Bulls got a 108-100 win against the Knicks a week ago.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, They lost Josh Hart very early in that game due to a flagrant 2.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think, a harder road to a win tonight between, you assume, a full game's worth of Josh Hart, who has just been getting buckets lately.
Buckets.
And no Io for the Bulls.
That's huge. I can't emphasize how huge that is, offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
How huge that is to lose Io. But you got to get out there. You got to play, man. Drummond, we need them rebounds again, man.
Yep.
Javante, how about another career night? Like, why not? Let's keep doing it, man. So you got an opportunity to get out there and get you a win against this team. Let's see if we can do it.
Sort of a swap as far as who's in, who's out, and obviously they'll miss Io tonight. But they sat Caruso in that Sunday loss to Orlando. They get Caruso back and lose Io. So as far as total number of usable pieces Billy has, it's the same number. It's just one guy's in, one guy's out. But as we also learned on Sunday's postgame show, this team has so much depth that we don't have to worry about maybe one guy being out.
Speaking of depth, I do want to say this. Torrey Craig. I need Torrey Craig to have a better game tonight. He has not been on his game these past few games at all.
Did he play against Orlando? Because I swear he didn't.
He was out there.
I mean, I know he did. But
no, he was out there, but did he play? That's a great question.
Non-factor.
I need that to stop. You have to be a factor, Torrey Craig. You are too vital, important to this team, especially with no Patrick Williams out there, bro. We're going to need some Torrey Craig talent tonight. We got to see it.
Would be useful. That's right, Parra Jr. Don't sleep on the depth of these here Chicago Bulls. But Tim, we will be right back here in a few hours for CHGO Bulls postgame live following Bulls Knicks. Make sure in the meantime you're following our guy Will the Goat Gottlieb for his in-score updating and reports, or in-game updating and reports from the UC. Will_Gottlieb.
Yes.
We are CHGO_Bulls. Our guy Joey is at Joey Spathis. Prize Picks Extraordinaire. Big day, bow, BWL Sports on Bulls_Peck.
Ow.
Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you after for post. Bye. 4 games!
Joey Spathis.
4 games!
We all silly like the mayor.